Welcome back, film fans. Today, we are diving into the spine-chilling world of A Quiet Place, Day 1, 2024, the prequel to the original blockbuster horror series. Directed by Michael Sarnoski, the mastermind behind Pig, this movie takes us back to the terrifying Day 1, when the alien invasion first began. Join us as we explore how the stunning recreation of New York City was pulled off on a London set, and how the filmmakers used near-complete silence to create heart-pounding tension. From groundbreaking creature design to the innovative use of virtual reality and set building, we shall uncover the secrets that made this movie another haunting success in the A Quiet Place universe. Grab your popcorn and let's step into the silence. Sound is everything in a film like A Quiet Place Day 1, and supervising sound editor Lee Sullivan had his work cut out for him. One of the first things he created for Michael Sarnoski's prequel was the opening title card, which informed viewers that 90 decibels is as loud as a constant scream. This set the tone, literally, for the rest of the film, where the invasion of Manhattan becomes a terrifying soundscape. Sullivan, who lives in Brooklyn, described the process as a love letter to New York, though one where the city gets ripped apart. He captured some of his favorite street sounds in Chinatown, where the meteors hit and the chaos began. The sudden contrast between loud destruction and eerie silence plays a key role throughout the movie, with amplified sounds like dripping water and creaking fences heightening the tension. For those massive alien stampedes, Sullivan and his team added layers of fine brick dust sounds whenever a creature's heavy foot hit the ground or an explosion occurred, giving each thud more texture and weight. They even found creative ways to capture the monster's unique vocalizations. One of the most haunting sounds in the film, it came from using a violin bow on a cactus to produce a nasty screech, which became the call of the alien matriarch. Production sound mixer Ed Novick, known for his work on Inception, explained how they conveyed the disorientation of Sam, played by Lupita Nyong'o. Using filtered footsteps and breathing, they made sure audiences could stay inside Sam's head as she navigates the chaos. The sound design relied heavily on hard cuts, from deafening noise to absolute silence, to keep viewers on edge, a technique that proved super effective in this terrifying addition to the A Quiet Place franchise. In A Quiet Place, Day 1, the creature design takes a step up, with visual effects supervisor Malcolm Humphreys leading the way in creating even more intricate and terrifying death angels. The film sees the return of the iconic monsters from the first two movies, but with an upgrade. Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, revisited the original creature assets, enhancing them with today's advanced technology. This included detailed simulations of the creature's anatomy, like the intricate textures inside their ear structures, textures that digital artists painstakingly sculpted for an added layer of realism. The ear-opening effect was expanded upon to add a level of grotesque fascination. It's not just a visual feature, but a key element in how the Death Angels perceive the world around them. By adding more cartilage detail and simulating the ear's delicate folding and unfurling, the VFX team gave audiences an unsettling look at how these creatures fine-tune their hearing. This amplified sense of hearing also influenced the creature's behavior in more varied situations. For example, when interacting with objects like the strange mushrooms seen in one scene, the creatures were shown exhibiting a rare moment of gentleness, highlighting their ability to switch between brutal aggression and precise, calculated actions. When revisiting the creature design for A Quiet Place Day 1, the VFX team also took the opportunity to explore new aspects of the Death Angels that hadn't been fully fleshed out in the previous films. One area of focus was how the creatures adapted to their urban surroundings. The dense cityscape of Manhattan demanded that the creatures exhibit a range of complex movements, climbing up skyscrapers, maneuvering around obstacles, and operating in tight, chaotic spaces. The VFX artists worked meticulously to ensure the creatures moved with an unsettling combination of agility and raw power, giving a sense that no place was truly safe. Whether they were leaping from rooftops or scuttling between narrow alleyways, every movement was designed to feel deliberate and lethal. Humphreys and his team also worked on making the creatures more dynamic by experimenting with how they attacked their prey. They created distinct attack modes, a frenzied snatch and grab style for sudden ambushes, and a slower, more methodical approach for stalking prey in confined spaces. The creature's muscles and skeletal structure were digitally enhanced to emphasize their versatility, whether they were lunging quickly or creeping silently in pursuit. These nuanced behaviors added depth to the creatures, showcasing them as highly adaptive hunters shaped by their harsh environment, making them more menacing and unpredictable than ever before. The set design for A Quiet Place, Day One, is nothing short of an intricate feat of craftsmanship, blending meticulous detail and cutting-edge technology to create a realistic version of New York City. Shot entirely in London. Production designer Simon Bowles led this ambitious endeavor using virtual reality, VR, to craft a 4-block set of Manhattan that feels alive and authentic. The small details were crucial, and Bowles ensured everything down to the graffiti, laundry hanging from windows, and even the type of trash found in Chinatown was faithfully recreated. He wanted audiences to believe that they were walking the streets of the Big Apple. And VR allowed director Michael Sarnoski to visualize the entire set long before filming began. Using VR headsets, Sarnoski could walk through the virtual streets of New York while also adjusting elements like set extensions, sunlight, and the positions of vehicles and pedestrians. This early planning phase allowed the team to identify and tweak any aspect of the environment, ensuring every shot was carefully constructed for maximum impact. Cinematographer Pat Scola even began lining up potential camera angles in this virtual setting, allowing the team to pre-plan how best to capture key moments with the right lenses. This revolutionary use of VR wasn't just a novel tool, it was pivotal in allowing the production to blend real and digital elements seamlessly, helping Industrial Light and Magic's visual effects team later extend sets both vertically and horizontally. The emphasis on authenticity extended beyond just the physical environment. Bowles and his team studied different New York neighborhoods in person, aiming to capture each area's essence, from the bustling color and sounds of Chinatown to the glassy corporate feel of Midtown. They made sure to incorporate elements that highlighted the sudden transition from normalcy to chaos. One particularly evocative shot involves Lupita Nyong'o's character, Samira, walking past an arcade, first shown in full operation, bustling with life, and then again after the alien attack, eerily silent with smashed windows. These small but powerful details were what made Bowles' set design so integral to the immersive storytelling of A Quiet Place, Day One. Silence and near silence play a crucial role in A Quiet Place, Day One, and director Michael Sarnoski took it as both a challenge and an opportunity to elevate the tension in this prequel. Unlike the simplistic idea of just muting all sound to create fear, Sarnoski wanted to craft layers of near silence that convey a deeper, more nuanced atmosphere. He worked closely with the sound team to achieve a delicate balance between ambient environmental noise, like the distant wind or the faint rustling of leaves, and small, distinctly human sounds, such as a character's shallow breathing or a careful footstep. These tiny noises, when heightened, make the surrounding silence feel even more oppressive and dangerous. This interplay between subtle sound and silence pulls viewers into the character's heightened state of awareness, where every movement could mean life or death. Sarnoski emphasized that portraying silence effectively means amplifying the right elements at the right time. In some scenes, the quiet intensifies the isolation of the characters, like when Samira navigates a desolate New York City that has suddenly become an alien-infested wasteland. The contrast between the empty, echoing city streets and the few human sounds, like a creaking door or a hushed breath, reinforces how alone and vulnerable the characters truly are. This approach takes the audience along with the characters, almost feeling the weight of needing to stay silent in a world where the wrong sound could lead to an instant, brutal end. By carefully curating these auditory elements, Sarnoski created moments where the absence of sound feels as present and as threatening as any on-screen monster. Sarnoski also drew inspiration from classic silent films, which added another layer to how silence was portrayed in the movie. He worked with actors like Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn to emphasize non-verbal expressions and physicality. Much like the silent film era, where emotions had to be conveyed without dialogue, Day One features moments where the characters must communicate fear, hope, or despair through subtle gestures and facial expressions alone. This further enhances the impact of silence as viewers are made acutely aware of every small move, each one laden with meaning and consequence. The combination of intense visual storytelling and the precise use of sound is what makes the silence in A Quiet Place, Day One, both haunting and deeply immersive, keeping the audience on edge throughout the film. Whether it's using VR to visualize entire cityscapes or finding new ways to make silence more terrifying, Day One captures the heart-pounding essence of survival and fear. Thanks for joining us on this behind-the-scenes journey. If you enjoyed learning about the making of this horror masterpiece, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more deep dives into your favorite films.